Hi, good evening, folks. In this video, we're going to take a look at the Krueger versus Granato numbers one more time. Coming up. Okay, I wanted to get started on this as soon as possible, but I couldn't find time till right now. Shout out goes to Joseph Sultana. This poor guy has waited weeks for this, folks, but I've been chipping away at it because what I did this time is I hand wrote every single box score of this season. This was brutal to do a 10-minute video or however many minutes it is. But the good thing about Joseph asking me to do this video was that I made mistakes in the first video and I got no clue how. So it's kind of good I'm redoing this one. I can tell you these numbers are good. We'll take a look at them and we'll compare. All right, so let's take a look. We will look at the season, break it down, coach by coach, what happened, and at the end of this will make sense. There's one glaring thing that just stands out, and we'll talk about it. All right, so Krueger, under his guidance for 28 games, we went 6 wins, 18 losses, 4 overtimes. We scored 58 goals. We let in 96. That was for a minus 38. The power play went 19 for 73. The penalty kill went 48 for 62. Even goals for under Krueger in 28 games, 39. Even goals against, 82 for a whopping minus 43. Okay, now let's check under Granato. First we'll do Adams. Let's do Adams, he's under, but Adams had 1 game, and I'm not counting that on Granato stats like everywhere else does. I just don't get why they do this. But Adams, remember the game he was out with the COVID? That 1 game we lost 4-0. I believe it was to Pittsburgh. And in that game, we lost 4-0. So 0-1-0. No goals for, 4 goals against. Power play went 0 for 4 in that game. Penalty kill went 2 for 4. We were a minus 4, but a minus 2 in even strength goals. All right, now let's get to Granato. Granato, 27 games, and he went 9, 15, and 3, 80 goals for, 99 against for a minus 19. And let's keep in mind he inherited that mess with nobody. I mean, Elmark was gone, Jack was gone. We all know everybody was gone or hurt or didn't give a damn, right? The power play under Granato in his 27 games went 11 for 66. The penalty kill went 58 for 73. Even goals for, 69. Even goals against, 84 for a minus 15. And when you consider the mess he walked into, that's really not bad at all. It's not bad. Now let's take a look at over here. The power play under Krueger was 26%. Penalty kill was 77.4. So 26.0, 77.4 for Krueger. For Granato, 16.7, so about 9% less, right? 9.3% less. But again, folks, who did he have, you know? And the penalty kill under Granato was slightly better, 79.5. That's really good. Any stats that are better, believe it or not, are just good because, again, nobody was playing, right? So that's it for the 28 games, all there, okay? If you look at, that's it. I mean, you look at the goals for, we had 138, we had 199 against. If you add this 3 right here, if you check it, you'll see. So these numbers are exactly spot on. I didn't mark the empty net goals for, but I could tell you that under Granato, as when we scored all our shorthanded goals too. You know, I think we might have had 1 under Krueger. I didn't really mark it because, you know. Okay, let's continue. Now, I'm going the last 22 here. And the reason I'm doing the last 22 is because I want to count from the time the divorce happened basically with Jack, right? The losing streak, we won. We finally won a game. We all know how that felt that night. And from that point on, okay, let's see. So the last 22 games under Granato, we went 9, 11, and 2, 69 goals for, 78 against, for a minus 9. Now, again, we have to remember guys, we were going with Tokarski and Nets and Hauser, and we all remember what was going on, you know? I can't stress that enough, that this poor man walked into like a skeleton team too. Not only was the team in the worst depths, I think, in our history, really, I will say in our history, but he also had to resurrect the team without its stars, you know? Even goals for, 59. Even goals against, 67, -8. Very respectable. That to me is a very respectable number when you consider that from that point on that we won the last 22 games, we would only be outscored by the opponents 8 times regular strength, 9 times if you're counting power play and shorthanded situations. Okay, add the special teams -9, regular strength -8. It's pretty consistent. Krueger's last 22, which I wanted to compare. He went 4, 15, and 3, 41 goals for, 77 against, -36. So look here, -36, -9, -36, and let's face it, he still had more studs, I guess you could say, in these games. Even goals for, 28. Even goals against, 66, -38. So if you're trying to figure out, trying to pinpoint what's the difference, well, there it is right there. It's the even strength goals, guys. Take a look. 28 even strength goals the last 22 games. And under Granato, 59. More than double. So the numbers don't lie. The power play was 10 for 55. The penalty kill was 42 for 53. Check this in a sec. The power play under that was under Granato. Under Krueger, the power play was 13 for 51, and also 42 for 53. Hey, look at that, 42 for 53, 42 for 53. I said, oh my God, I've done. You know, I can't tell you how many times I had to write this thing out and catch mistakes. But I said, I think that's right. You know, so I double checked. It's right. Yeah, that stat is right. I was very surprised. So Krueger basically. You look at the power play and you say, well, how the hell, if the power play was going like that, did the team collapse? How, you know? Even if we're getting crap even goals for, the power play was still better under Krueger the whole time. Yeah, it was, till Jack was gone, okay? Look at this. If you pinpoint Krueger, where he collapsed and burned, folks, the power play went 0 for 18 the last 11 games under Krueger. That says a lot. And I can't even remember what it started with Granato. It didn't start pretty either. It took some time to readjust and bring us back and tell these kids you're not useless. Yes, you can play hockey in this league and things like this. God. So under Granato, the power play in the last 22 games was 18.2%. Under Krueger, the last 22 games, look at this, 25.5, even with this happening. So you can imagine how it was going. The last 11, look, the last 11 games, we're 0 for 18. Did we win any of them? Think about it. How many did we win, right? None. None. So this was the issue that kept Krueger alive. People were pulling their hair out. Why is this guy still around? Folks, he still had the power play somehow scoring, and it kept his job going. All right, so check this. So power play, the last 22 under Granato, again, 18.2. Penalty kill, 79.3. Under Krueger, 25.5, even with that 0 for 18. And 79.3 also, as we've seen here, because of the 42 for 53. So the penalty kill, with basically a paper-thin roster under Granato. And you got to remember something too. Take this into consideration also, guys, that this all happened, okay, while teams were gearing for the playoffs, these numbers, okay? Meaning Boston's getting ready. The Islanders are getting ready. Every time they play Buffalo, they're bringing their A game now because they're getting ready for the playoffs. This is down the stretch games. Also, don't forget. Not like Krueger's last 22 where it's, you know, we're kind of worried about COVID and things like that at that point of the season. At this point of the season, the players are thinking playoffs. All right, let's flip it over. And I'm guessing I gave Joseph Sultana his shutout. Joseph, if I didn't, I apologize. I think I did. Okay, so look, I took a list of 7 of the main young core of this team, which is Olofsson, Dahlin, Middlestat, Thompson, Skinner, Cousins, and Asplund. Okay, and I put all their numbers regular season, under Krueger, under Granato. Let's take a look at it. So Olofsson, I'll get on this side so you can see it. Olofsson, 56 games, 13 goals, 19 assists, 32 points. Under Krueger, 28 games, 8 goals, 10 assists, 18 points. Under Granato, 5 goals, 9 assists, 14 points. All right? And people say, well, how come he did worse under Granato? Because, folks, we weren't giving him the first line minutes like we were. If you remember, like, Granato started playing around with the lines, and he started trying to get the confidence going in players, not just worrying about trying to do a defensive game and just win. No, like, I think Granato's strategy really was just to get their confidence back, you know? But he still played well. You know, this is pretty even stats. It's pretty even. But a lot of this, I would tell you, I would say a lot of this here is probably less power play, I'm willing to bet. Because, anyway, Olofsson seemed the same all year. Let's leave it at that. Dahlin, the big one. This is the most important one, really, right? 56 games, 5 goals, 18 assists, minus 23. Minus 23. See how the minus thing is in my head when it comes to Dahlin? That's bad. 5 goals, 18 assists, 23 points. All right, but we're going to talk about the minus thing here. 28 games. This is under Krueger. 28 games, 1 goal. 1 goal. 1. God, he had a rough season overall, man. 1 goal, 10 assists, 11 points, minus 27. In 28 games, he was a minus 27 under Krueger. That's with Jack in the lineup, with Taylor Hall, with Eric Stahl, with all these guys that are supposed to get it done, you know? Look at that. Incredible. All right, now with the kids, Dahlin with the kids, second half of the season, under Krueger, under Granato. 28 games, 4 goals, 8 assists, 12 points. Points are very similar, but check this, minus 9. Minus 9. Minus 27. Minus 9, 3 times better. His game got 3 times better when it comes to that stat. Yes, it's still bad, but it's not atrocious. You know what I mean? Check this. Total ice time under Granato. This says a lot. Under Granato, 23 minutes and 6 seconds under Granato, 21 minutes and 3 seconds under Krueger. So he was a minus 27 here and a minus 9 here, but he played less time here to get that minus 27. So that just tells me this minus 27 might have been worse. He started gaining trust, 2 more minutes of ice time a game. That's huge for a defenseman. Okay, next, Middlestat. If not, besides Dahlin, I would say probably the most glaring improvement is Middlestat. 41 games, 10 goals, 12 assists, 22 points. Under Krueger, 13 games played, 1 goal, 3 assists, 4 points. And don't forget, I don't know how many times he healthy scratched Middlestat. Really, this is why it's 13. I can't tell you how many. I lost track, whatever. So 13 games, 1 goal, 3 assists, 4 points. Under Granato, 28 games, 9 goals, 9 assists, 18 points. That's good. That's really good. You know, I honestly think this year, regardless how our year goes, I think Middlestat's going to have a good year. I do. 25 goals and up, I'm expecting from him this year. Next, Tage Thompson, 38 games, 8 goals, 6 assists, 14 points. Under Krueger, 13 games, 1 goal, 1 assist, 2 points, and a lot of first-line minutes, as you'll recall, right? He really had this thing for Tage Thompson, Krueger. I don't know what it was. But anyway, under Granato, all right? 25 games, 7 goals, 5 assists, 12 points. Respectable for a guy that everybody says is a bust. He's not a bust. This guy is capable of putting a 20-goal season together. It's not bad in this day and age, believe me. Skinner, Krueger's favorite guy. 53 games, 7 goals, 7 assists, 14 points. Under Krueger, 25 games, 2 goals, 1 assist, 3 points. And you remember the 3 scratch games, right? That he did. So, you know, kudos to Skinner. He suited up every game he was asked to and did his thing. Now, anyway, 3 points in 25 games under Krueger. Under Granato, 28 games, 5 goals, 6 assists, 11 points. And he started really showing signs that he was waking up last year. So, you know what, folks? We might get the actual what ace in the hole we might have this year for anything to surprise. And if the team's going to surprise, is a guy like Skinner waking up and getting 30 goals. It could happen. He's got the talent to do it for sure. All right, Dylan Cousins. 41 games, 4 goals, 9 assists, 13 points. Under Krueger, 24 games, 3 goals, 2 assists, 5 points. And under Granato, 17 games, 1 goal, 7 assists for 8 points. So yeah, he did a little better under Granato also. And then Asplund. Rasmus Asplund was 28 games, 7 goals, 4 assists, 11 points. Not bad, you know. It's not bad. And he really wants to be in Buffalo, so it's good. Yeah, we might have a potential 20-goal man here. We might. I don't want to say that was a fluke. We'll just leave it. Under Krueger, 5 goals, 5 games, 1 goal, and 0 assists, 1 point. Under Granato, 23 games played, 6 goals, 4 assists, 10 points. It's good. Would have been on a pace to get over 20 goals with these kind of numbers. So, you know, if I look at this, the guys that could score 20 goals under Granato, okay? Here, Olofsson, that's it. He's the only one. That's it. Here, no, Olofsson's off. He's off there. We got 1, 2, 3. I would say 3 here. And I would actually toss in Skinner. I would toss in Skinner because it's Skinner. You know, we know the guy can score. So these are the numbers of, I just put those 7 guys because I didn't want to start putting Jack and all these other guys that had maybe 5 points all year. But the glaring stat, guys, the glaring stat is this. Is right this right here. There's your glaring stat. Even goals for 59 to 28, the last 22 games. I mean, you know, and if you don't like that one, then we can do this one here. It's the same thing. He kicks his ass in every scenario. 69 to 39, you know? And this also, you know, the goal differential is huge. Minus 38 to minus 8. We know if you're minus 38 in the goals for and against in 22 games, you're not a very good team. You're not doing very good. And if you look at the whole season, to be fair, though, you know, you got minus 15 to minus 43. So minus 28 difference in 1 less game. And I'd say the odds are if we would have played 1 more game, we weren't going to lose by 28 goals. And that's that. So that is it for this video. I want to thank Joseph Sultana for like destroying my life the last 2 weeks, me prepping this video, because I'm telling you guys, this was it was so stressful at certain times because you're trying to get the stats right. And to find these statistics this way, forget it. There's no way on the internet, man. Nobody cares about Buffalo enough. That's the truth. Let me put this thing back on now. There we go. I can put that light back on. Nobody cares enough about the Sabres. That's the sad reality, you know? And, but if you look at it this way, special teams, 10% difference, say 9% difference. We're closer to 9% difference because Jack's not there. He had Jack, you know, he had Jack, he had Taylor Hall, he had everybody that was, you know, willing to do, you know, become a better person under Krueger and all that stuff. But looking at it from this way, you know, and trying to keep the numbers in perspective and just to keep them very simple, to keep the numbers very simple. This is why I broke down the last 22, because it's the only way to really have an idea what was going on with Krueger that we couldn't pinpoint. I'm telling you guys, it's very simple. It's the even goals for. There's the number. This. Yeah, this makes a difference too, but Krueger's job was being rescued night after night after night by the power play. Don't you guys remember we were up to like 35% at one time? We were like top 2, 3 in the league. Of course, his job is going to survive because he can manage to keep the team 500 for a while, which he did. I had a lot of hope in Krueger the first 12 games. If you look at, you look at some of my old videos, you'll see I was really convinced that they're buying into his system. This is really going to work good. But then I started seeing what he was doing with Skinner, and I don't know, it didn't rub me right. You know, I was like, God, this is a really bad mistake. This is one of our high ticket guys. This is one of the guys that needs to get his confidence, not have it stepped on. This is the dumbest thing to do. So, yes, I think this year, I want to see what happens with this, the even goals for all year long. Because we're supposed to be the crapper this year. We're not supposed to be good. The Sabres are supposed to be bad. We're supposed to be a bottom feeder, all those expert fans. Oh, and by the way, yes, I know there was a troll that came in and said a bunch of crap about our team. And I want to show you his fate. 1 second here. There you have it. That's what happens when you troll our boards. Hey, come on. You know, don't come in here and start saying the Sabres are this and you guys are idiots. And guys, just let me know. If there's any troll like that, let me know and I'll just, I'll send them into the abyss that you just see. Okay, that's it. I want to close it up. I want to get this out to you guys tonight. I got another video I'm working on. I'm doing some of those Russian series games for some reason just came into my head this week. So I'm jumping on some of those. See you in the next one, folks.